Everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I was meant to be filming a top 5 motivational tips for you, but instead I've decided to sit and film my story and what happened to me in 2013. I know I briefly explained that I lost my leg in my introduction, but instead of just coming out with these random videos about motivation, I wanted you to know exactly what happened to me and why I'm so positive and what motivates me on a daily basis, even though I have been through something that was very traumatic. So I really wanted to share that with you. So I am going to try and make this as quick as possible, not ramble on too much. So if you would like to hear what I have to say, please keep watching. So on the 20th of August 2013, my best friend and I were in New York. We were walking just by Rockefeller Center, and you know, just taking in the scenery, drinking our little drink, walking down the street. It was amazing. The weather was so lovely. We were walking on the pavement, sidewalk, wherever you are in the world, whatever you call it. We call it a pavement. So yeah, we were walking on the pavement, and all of a sudden we heard an argument between a cyclist and a taxi driver, and the cyclist mounted on the curb where we were walking to get away from the taxi driver, and then all of a sudden the taxi driver pulled up on the pavement where we were walking and hit the cyclist. Then he hit me. My leg was severed off instantly, and I landed face down in what I can only describe as a huge flower bed with trees growing out of it. But yeah, so that's where I landed. My foot was underneath the taxi. The cyclist hurt his knee on the other side of the road, and I was so happy that my friend managed to get out of the way. I then spent 6 weeks in the Bellevue Hospital in New York, and 3 weeks of that was intensive care, and the other 3 were physio. It was extremely devastating, not only for Keisha and I, but you know, for our whole entire families, our friends. I think, you know, I was the one hit by that taxi that day, but you know, it devastated a lot of people. It wasn't just us. So yeah, you know, I look back at that time and I genuinely think I'm one of the luckiest girls ever, because if it wasn't for the people of New York, I wouldn't be here. Just to have those people around me that were just so quick to think, you know, we need to do this, this and this to stop her from bleeding to death and let her survive. I know I now have to live a life with one leg and wear a prosthetic leg for the rest of my life, but I would rather do that, lose another leg, than die. And that is my perspective, and that is the reason why I am the way I am. That was really hard to get out. Sorry, I just had to take 5 minutes. I don't want to get emotional talking about this, but it's very real, and it's still quite raw. Even after 3.5 years, it is still very raw to me. I think I was telling the story so much in interviews, and you probably have 5 minutes on air, and they ask you a series of questions and you just have to answer them. You don't think about it that much, but when I'm sitting here, and I've got all the time in the world to probably sit here and talk to you about this, but on there you have a certain amount of time, and you're so nervous anyway that you're probably not thinking about it fully, how emotional it actually is. But it is very emotional for me, but I've learned a lot from it. I really have, and that's my whole point in starting this channel in the first place, is to get out there that you can go through something so traumatic, but you can come out on the other side. And that's exactly my next point that I want to speak to you about, is that, like I said, I was in intensive care for 3 weeks, and in that 3 weeks I'd had 4 surgeries to try and get my leg in a shape that I was able to even wear a prosthetic leg. So they didn't even know if I could wear one because of the angle that the car hit me at. It almost hit me on a diagonal, so my leg is not a curve at the bottom, it's more to the side, so a lot of pressure is on one side more than the other. So yeah, that's what they had to do. It was 4 surgeries, then I had to do the physio. So I returned home back to the UK about 5.5 weeks later, and I come back, did all UK press, and then I think it was a week later and I went straight back to university. I don't think that anything could have stopped me at that point. I think I was so focused on having something that was mine, having something that wasn't a doctor's appointment, a physio appointment, a leg appointment. I just wanted my focus back to something that I loved, and that was fashion. So I returned back to university. When I was in hospital, I decided not to go back, and then when I got back, I thought, no, this is not me. You know, my sister was amazing, you know, contacted the uni and said, you know, she wants to come back, what can we do to help her kind of finish her course. So the uni were absolutely fantastic. They had so many things put forward to help me from class to class. They had somebody at every single class that when I finished, somebody was there to take me to my next class in my wheelchair. So that's exactly what I did. My leg wasn't in a state for me to wear a prosthetic straight away. So I was in a wheelchair. I was going to uni, and I was like that for, I want to say, a few months, I think, until I got my prosthetic. Yeah, so it was so difficult, but in the end, in 2015, I graduated with a 2-1 in fashion buying with design, and I cannot even stress to you how amazing that feeling was. It wasn't, that was my end goal anyway. I just wanted a 2-1 at university, and I would have been happy before my accident. But to go through all of that and then to come out with a 2-1, it was unbelievable. I just remember it was my friend Hannah. She texted me, she says, what grade did you get? And I was like, I haven't looked yet. I haven't looked because I was so scared. And she said, look, just open it, tell me what you've got. I said, right, okay. And it said 2nd class upper division. And I said, it says this, I think it's a 2-2. She went, no, Sean, you've got a 2-1. And I was just stunned. I couldn't believe it. That I think I was just crying with like, I think because of everything that had happened, I'd put an awful lot of pressure on myself to finish, and because I was just so focused on finishing the course, the grade to me at the end didn't matter, but just to know that I'd done just as well as everybody else and come out with that grade, it was amazing. Sorry again, I don't mean to get so emotional speaking about this. I really don't want this video to be really emotional, but it's really hard for me to get this out. But yeah, I mean, the moral of this, what I'm trying to get out there, is that you can go through so much, but if you have an end goal, if you have a focus and you want to reach it, you can. It just starts with you. You have to have that mindset of thinking, no, do you know what? This might have happened to me, or, you know, I might have lost this person, but I'm going to do this. I am going to get there. I'm going to reach my goal, and I'm going to believe that I can do it. And you know what? That's exactly what I did. And I know a lot of people do ask me, you know, how do you stay so positive? How do you stay so motivational? It's just, it starts with you. That's it. If you have, well, to be quite honest, I am very hard-headed, and I am very stubborn. I am a Taurus. So, you know, I've just had that tough love with myself, and I love that, you know, if I am down and I'm crying about something, my husband is the best at tough love, and he's like, what are you crying for? You know, he just talks me through so much, and I'm like, yeah, what am I doing? I'm just wasting my time. Like, I've got too much to do. Can't sit here crying. But yeah, I just love that I have that same support from him and my friends and family. and I think that's very important. You have to have a structure with yourself, because without that, I don't know where I would be. So it's good to be quite regimental like that. But yeah, so no matter what you're going through, no matter, you know, what hardships you may come across, you can do it. It starts with you. And that brings me to the end of this video, and I just wanted to show you this. I have this book, Katie Piper book. It is so good. I love this little book. It's so cute, and it's called Katie Piper Start Your Day with Katie. And Keisha, my friend who was with me on the accident, brought me this a few Christmases ago, and I just love it. And today it's the 3rd of May 2017, and you don't have the year, you just have all these dates, and it's got all these quotes on each page, and it's so nice. It's so cute for a little gift if you have a friend going through something and they really, you know, could do with a little bit of a pick-me-up. This book is so nice. It's so perfect. To be honest, all of her books are. I've read every single one. They're amazing. So I wanted to end on a really positive note. So on May 3rd of the Katie Piper book, it says, "Dare to live the life you dream of and watch your dreams come true." So I love that quote. So I'm going to leave it there. So I do apologise again if this video was quite emotional, but it was really hard to get through. But I'm so glad that I've done it. It's took me hours, by the way. I started this at 4 o'clock. It's now 10 to 8 at night. So you can imagine how long I've been sitting here trying to get this done. So I'm just happy it's finished. We can get on to the lighter videos now. But I really just wanted to, you know, get this video out there, and I can bring you lots more motivational videos now. You know exactly where my motivation comes from. But I'm going to love and leave you, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.